Starting off at number 10, we have Travis Scott and Rihanna. Many people don't know about this couple because the time they spent together was kept very secret. Obviously before Travis started dating Kylie Jenner. Although the pair were seen out a few times, neither party confirmed that they were actually seeing each other. The only confirmation we got that they actually dated was from inside sources. The relationship was first exposed on an episode of the Throwing Fits podcast. Then journalist Jonah Wiener shared more about the relationship with Complex. Wiener said, quote, "I broke the news about him and Rihanna, which they told me not to do. It's not because he's like, don't tell anyone I'm smashing Rihanna, it's because Rihanna's like, don't tell anyone I'm smashing Travis Scott, please." Adding, it's obviously embarrassing as hell. And if this is true that she was embarrassed of him, I respect Rihanna even more than I did before. In at number 9, Tom Ackerley and Margot Robbie. Since Margot Robbie is known for playing the love interest in most of her movies, it's a shock to learn that she's been married this whole time, but intentionally kept it a secret. Some speculate that her management has forced her to appear single so her married status would not affect her work. Robbie and Ackerley were roommates before they dated and eventually married in a surprise ceremony in 2016. And it's near impossible to find a photo of them together on her Instagram or on the red carpet. Usually Robbie attends red carpets alone. In April of 2019, Robbie posted a rare photo of the couple on vacay in Finland. In at number 8, Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz. This high-powered couple is another that is incredibly secretive. According to Metro, the couple first met in college and were friends for years, but it wasn't until they starred in the 2011 movie Dream House together that they actually started dating. Not only has the relationship been a secret, but so has the marriage. Apparently, the two got married in 2011 in a secret ceremony that was attended by just 4 people. They have been quietly together ever since and even started a family together. They now share a child together that was born in 2018. The pair are so secret that they don't even attend a lot of public events together, but it works for them. Weisz told the New York Times, quote, "Daniel and I are really similar. We're just really crap at talking about our private lives." It seems that the pair also believe it's not a good idea to speak about their relationship to the public. In at number 7, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship is happily out in the public now, although the details on what goes on behind closed doors is still very secretive. Although you might not know that the couple kept their relationship hidden during the first few years that they were together. According to People magazine, they initially started dating around 2000, but the media didn't learn about their romance until 2004 when they went to the MTV VMAs together. Even when they started appearing out in public together, their relationship was still private. The couple later got married during a secret ceremony in 2008 that nobody knew about for months. The only time we really see the couple together is during rare interviews or when either of them releases a documentary. In at number 6, Matthew Perry and Lizzie Kaplan. This couple kept their relationship so well hidden that nobody knew that they were even together until long after they split. That's even more impressive because they dated for a whopping 6 years. It was reported that after 6 years of being together, they split in 2012. They kept their breakup secret for over a year before it was even announced. Sources said after the split that the two did not agree on their long-term goals. Kaplan wanted to get married, but Perry was not interested. The source added, quote, "The last year that they were together, it was very up and down, a lot of back and forth. It was hard for them to let go, but ultimately Lizzie decided she wanted more." The source didn't know if Perry was against marriage altogether or if he just not wanted to get married to Lizzie.
5. Theo James and Shailene Woodley. These are some names you may not be super familiar with unless you were a teen in the early 2010s. James and Woodley are the stars of the Divergent series, young adult films about a dystopian future where society is split into 5 factions and one girl who does not fit into any one specific category. Woodley plays the leading lady, Tris Pryor, and Theo plays the leader of Dauntless named 4, aka Tobias. In the books, Tobias and Tris meet under strange circumstances and spark an intense romantic fuse. They then spend the next 2 movies running together from the faction elites. Playing a couple on set, though, seemed to have given the pair a brilliant idea as they began appearing closer and cuddlier as time went on. Many times in interviews for the second Divergent movie, the pair can be seen making cute comments and subtly flirting with each other, but sadly their fake love was not meant to last, as with the franchise coming to an end in 2016, so did their PR stunt. The couple maintained that the relationship actually never took place, but judging by the on-screen chemistry, that actually might be true. That might be true. Number 4. Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson. The singer and the lifeguard. Sounds like a cheesy sitcom, right? Well, That was the actual combo that took place when Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson began an on-again, off-again relationship in the early 2000s. At first only dating, on and off again, the couple were then engaged after a reunion in 2003. They would call it off one more time before they tied the knot officially in 2006, only to file for a divorce soon after that. The back and forth nature of their relationship is not uncommon in the world of Hollywood, with many high-tier couples breaking up and reconciling over and over again. But what is uncommon is that the couple were airing out every single bit of dirty laundry for the public to see, and soon speculation turned to truth, as it was uncovered by a Hollywood insider that the couple's troubled history and rocky road were merely an attempt to keep themselves relevant in today's media circus. The plan didn't work, as most of you watching this right now probably don't even care about these guys at all, and some of you might not even know who either of these people are. So if that's the case, please go find some good old seasons of Baywatch and prepare to be amazed. Number 3. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. For those of you who may have forgotten, between the original Spider-Man trilogy starring Tobey Maguire and the newest trilogy of Spider-Man movies starring Tom Holland, lived a little universe in which Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man, and Sony was his ruler. The Amazing Spider-Man franchise only pumped out 2 movies between 2012 and 2024. Garfield played Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, in the franchise, and fan favorite Emma Stone was cast to play his leading lady, Gwen Stacy. From day one on the set, the two were inseparable, spending every second of free time they had together and developing what can only imagine must have been a strong and long-lasting bond. However, these two getting together was just a little bit sus. People fall in love on set all the time, but this couldn't have been a more perfect setup if you tried. On-screen love interests who take up a majority of the film's runtime, with their undeniable chemistry shining through scene after scene, not to mention they're together in the movie for real, like you fall in love with Gwen Stacy. Anyways, this almost feels like an extreme form of method acting, because the couple were together for the entirety of the franchise, 4 years, only to call it quits a few months after the premiere of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They've maintained a strong friendship ever since, but we really do miss you guys. Come back, Gwen. Number 2. Carmen Electra and Dennis Rodman. This PR stunt lasted for all of 2 weeks in 1998. Carmen, who was then popular for her skills as a singer as well as a gifted dancer, met the famous basketball player Dennis Rodman at a nightclub in Los Angeles. They exchanged numbers and Rodman bombarded Electra with phone calls after phone calls until she finally agreed to hang out. Classic move, Dennis, negging. They started seeing each other regularly, with Rodman once even clearing out the Chicago Bulls training center so that the two could have some fun together, uninterrupted, and anywhere their little hearts desired. They got married like most couples around the time did, in Las Vegas, baby! The two were married on November 14th, 1998, only to file an annulment 9 days later. Rodman claims to have not been in the right headspace when he agreed to the marriage, and the two haven't spoken to each other in years. Reporters and paparazzi were very skeptical about this move, as the couple's ups and downs had taken over the media circuit for months, causing Electra to get her name out there more, which was super convenient seeing as she had just started building up her repertoire in the movie industry, starring in cult classic movies like Good Burger, as well as a recurring character on Baywatch. There's a good chance she would have made it on her own, but hey, it never hurts to publicly suffer first, right? Number 1. Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. Kris Humphries is a former basketball player, and Kim Kardashian is, well, Kim Kardashian. The reality star and basketball player began dating in 2010 after his New Jersey teammate Jordan Farmer introduced them in New York. Less than a year later, the couple were engaged and officially married at a beautiful summer wedding. Of course, all of this was front page on social media and news outlets, causing a massive buzz for both the couple and the reality show. But after just 72 days of marriage, Kardashian filed for a divorce, simply claiming they were not getting along at all. However, Kris has a different story. He simply wasn't following suit with the family's plans, claiming that Kim made him sign a prenuptial agreement before the wedding, granting her 100% of their earnings as a couple should they split. Kris filed his own annulment, claiming fraud and stating that the only reason she married him in the first place was for the TV ratings. And this was absolutely true, as proven with her immediate bounce back to Kanye West, as well as the couple's time on the show being some of the highest viewed episodes of season 6. While Kardashian knew the relationship wasn't going to work out, Kris didn't, and the entire thing was very real for him. So like, hey, Hollywood, chill out with the fake couples for a minute, you know?
In at number 10, Madonna and Tupac. This relationship was super low-key, but it did happen, and two of the biggest musical legends dated back in their heyday. Madonna and Tupac dated for over a year until the late rapper ended things with a letter written from prison in 1995 that later went public when it went up for auction. In that letter, Tupac admitted he needed to break up with her because he felt by being with a white woman, he was letting down the black community. The letter ended up being sold for more than $170,000. The letter is dated January 15th of 1995 and is addressed to his ex, Madonna, or M as he would call her. In the letter, he wrote, quote, "For you to be seen with a black man wouldn't in any way jeopardize your career. But for me, at least in my previous perception, I felt due to my image, I would be letting down half of the people who made me what I thought I was." And number 9, Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny Galecki. These co-stars' characters were in a relationship during the hit show The Big Bang Theory, but a little known fact is that the actors dated in real life at the same time, but they kept it hidden for the sake of the show. Kyoko revealed that they were together for 2 years, from 2007 to 2009, in an interview with CBS Watch in 2010. She said, quote, "It was a wonderful relationship, but we never spoke a word about it and never went anywhere together. We were so protective of ourselves and the show and didn't want anything to ruin that." However, Cuoco revealed that the secret nature of their relationship is also the reason that it ended, because it took a toll on their bond. She added, quote, "Everyone was always asking and we denied, she revealed, and I'm like, why am I denying this person that I love?" And at number 8, Renee Zellweger and Bradley Cooper. Both of these celebrities have been in high-profile relationships in the past, but for some reason the relationship between them was kept a secret until their split. Back in 2009, they dated after filming Case 39 together. They never publicly confirmed their relationship, but we were all pretty sure it was happening because they were seen being snapped by paparazzi out and about. It ended up being a good thing that they didn't go public though, because not long after the pair announced that they split. In 2011, it was reported that the relationship ended, even though they never even confirmed it in the first place. And at number 7, Helen Mirren and Liam Neeson. This is another celebrity couple that is not only a bit shocking, but it was kept a secret while the pair were together. The pair first met while filming the movie Excalibur in the early 80s, and you may be surprised to hear that they spent almost 5 years together. Thankfully, the pair ended things amicably and have said only kind things about each other since the split. Mirren spoke about the relationship on the Grant Norton Show in 2018. She said, quote, "We didn't date. We lived together for 4 years. We were a serious item for a while. Lucky me." And at number 6, Cher and Tom Cruise. Another very shocking relationship was between Cher and Tom Cruise. The pair never admitted it while they were together, but Cher revealed the secret to the Daily Mail in 2018. The relationship happened back in the 80s after the pair reconnected at an event. Cher said, quote, "A bunch of people who were dyslexic were invited to the White House. Tom and I are both dyslexic. We didn't go out till way later, but there was definitely a connection there. Back in 1985, he was 23 and she was 38. The pair first met at Madonna and Sean Penn's wedding in Malibu, but it wasn't until their next meeting at the White House when they really connected. She later told Oprah Winfrey that they might have enjoyed a great big romance had their busy schedules not kept them apart.
Number 5, Nina Agdal. Perhaps one of Leonardo's most high-profile relationships was when he was with Danish model Nina Agdal. During the couple's time together, they sparked wedding rumors and they even were known to display in some very heavy public PDA. And they were even captured by the paparazzi as they attended yacht parties. Nina, being 17 years younger than Leo, was first romantically linked to Leonardo after they were seen vacationing with each other in New York and then the Bahamas. The two went on to date for less than a year, as they were with each other from July 2016 to May 2017 before calling it quits. A source close to the couple would then tell People magazine after they parted, they remained friends. The same source would then also reveal that it was Leo who broke things off, as he was not ready to settle down and he just isn't in the mindset to get married or have kids. Number 4, Kelly Rohrbach. Back in 2016, Leonardo DiCaprio was linked to Sports Illustrated model Kelly Rohrbach. The two had a 16-year age difference and would split in 2016 after only a few months of dating. A source would then tell People that the decision to part ways was mutual, as they both had intense work schedules and a lot going on in their lives. The breakup would come just weeks ahead of award season, as Leo was a top Oscar contender for his film The Revenant, and Kelly was actually about to take on her biggest role yet, as she filled Pamela Anderson's shoes as a lifeguard in the Baywatch reboot. While the former couple was never shy about showing some PDA, they were are often seen kissing and holding hands while on outings, and they were first spotted together in June of 2016 when they were spotted out riding bikes in New York City. Number 3. Tony Garna. Tony Garna and Leonardo DiCaprio first started making headlines after they were first spotted taking photos together while walking the grounds and gardens of the France Chateau de Versailles. Together, the pair initially connected at the Cannes Film Festival, probably just after Cara Delevingne turned him down. Shortly after, they were then photographed together on a yacht when they were watching the Monaco Formula 1 Grand Prix. The romance then went on to last a year before the sparks between them fizzled out by December of 2014, when the Oscar winner was spotted at the Art Basel party in Miami, Florida at one table with other women, while Tony, who is a Victoria's Secret model, kept to herself. An observer would then tell people at the time that it was actually a pretty awkward moment, and the model then apparently broke off her relationship with Leo when he was spotted leaving a Miami nightclub with a gaggle of women. Number 2. Erin Heatherton. Erin Heatherton has slayed countless runways, magazine covers, and many Victoria's Secret catwalks, and dated Leonardo for 10 months back in 2011 before the couple ended up splitting in 2012, with both parties citing that their busy schedules were the reason for their split. Erin would then go on to say that she enjoyed the fact that she could throw herself back into her work. For his part, Leo has also thrown himself back into his work as he began shooting The Great Gatsby in Australia, followed by The Wolf of Wall Street in New York. When E! News asked Erin about her breakup, she told the outlet, "I'm having the best time right now. I couldn't feel more beautiful with all my friends. It's wonderful." A source then later promised the outlet that there was no bad blood between the exes and that they still cared a lot about each other. And coming in number 1 today, we have Lorena Ray. So back in 2017, it seems like Leonardo has been spending a lot of his time with German model Lorena Ray. Speculations about the two dating would then come after the two were photographed together in a series of hangouts which included a party in Monaco. Then in July of that year, Lorena was among a group of people who the paparazzi caught soaking up the sun on a yacht in St. Tropez with Leonardo and his pal Tobey Maguire. Lorena, who had been documenting her trips on Instagram, was also seen with Leo and friends in the Big Apple as they biked around the town. While his reps went on to shut down the rumor that the two were dating, they would acknowledge the fact that they had known each other for a long time before they started to hang out. However, that didn't stop inside sources from saying the non-couple appeared to be like an item. Starting off our list today at number 10, we have Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown has just revealed that she is now engaged to her boyfriend that she has been in a relationship with for 2.5 years, Jake Bon Jovi. The Stranger Things actress, who is 19, announced the news earlier Tuesday alongside Jake, who is the son of legendary singer Jon Bon Jovi. Showing off her glimmering rock with a monochrome picture, the teenage star beamed from ear to ear while in the arms of her new fiance, when she went on to caption her post by saying, "I've loved you 3 summers now, honey, I want them all." Jake also shared an announcement post on his own page, simply writing "forever" alongside 2 snaps of the couple. The announcement would confirm some speculation that's been circulating online for the last couple of weeks after Millie was seen flashing a glimpse of the ring in her recent post. With the two connecting on Instagram and becoming friends through the platform before they started dating, it still has a lot of people questioning how appropriate their relationship really is. Number 9. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian's marriages have always been pretty controversial, especially to her first husband, Damon Thomas. And this is probably because the star admitted that she was under the influence when she made the decision to marry the music producer, when she was just 19 years old. With the star admitting on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that she made some pretty bad decisions in the past due to her substance use, she would elaborate on her use to her younger sister Kendall Jenner and the father of her sister Kourtney Kardashian's children, Scott Disick. When she said, "I did it once and got married, I did it again and made an X-rated tape. Like everything bad would happen." However, the most disturbing part is the fact that Damon was 30 when he married Kim at the age of 19. Kim would eventually divorce the music producer, citing physical and emotional trauma on Thomas's part, and they would separate in 2003. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never have to miss out on what we might just cover next. Coming back to our list, in the number 8 spot, we have Drew Barrymore. You know what's funnier than a 72-day marriage, a 19-day one, but lucky for Drew, no one actually seems to talk about it. Drew's transformation from a child star to a credible actress may have been a long process, but she got there in the end somewhat unscathed. However, one thing that didn't come out of her troubled past unscathed was her love life, as the actress has been married 3 times in such a short amount of time. With her mother encouraging her at a young age to have a typical celebrity life, attending parties even though she was only 10. She was always accompanying her mother to nightclubs, and by the age of 10 she even turned to alcohol and substances to cope with all of her trauma. By the age of 19, Drew would meet Jerry Thomas, who was 31 years old at the time, after she walked into a bar he owned, with the two separating just 19 days after. Drew would then go on to get married 2 more times, and after both those times Drew would finally vow off dating, until last year when she revealed after 6 years of not dating she was finally dating again. Number 7. Hailey Bieber. So I think we can all agree Hailey and Justin Bieber got married not only way too young but also way too fast, and that's probably why we see the couple struggling from time to time to cope with the problems that are surrounding their marriage. With Hailey opening up about reflecting on her decision to marry Justin Bieber when she was only 21 years old back in 2021, she would then tell Insider, "I was married when I was 21, 2 months before I turned 22, which is insanely young. Sounds almost ridiculous when you say it out loud. Although I do think for somebody like me and somebody like Justin it's different. We've seen a lot for our age. We both lived enough life to know that's what we wanted." But are we really sure this is exactly what Justin wanted? Because we all know Hailey wanted to marry him since she was an obsessed fan, forcing her parents to introduce her to the star. With Hailey admitting that she had a desire to settle down early as a result of her parents' story, Justin has even gone on to admit that her parents definitely arranged his marriage now that he thinks about it. Coming at number 6, we have Aaliyah. Just 2 years after Aaliyah signed a record deal with her uncle in Detroit when she was just 12 years old, she teamed up with R. Kelly to make her first record, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Not long after Aaliyah and Kelly entered into a relationship, by the time Aaliyah turned 15 years old, and she would remarry Kelly, who was 27 at the time, as a scheme he hatched to protect himself as he feared that he impregnated her. When her parents discovered their marriage, they would quickly have it annulled, but the scandal went on to tarnish Aaliyah's reputation more than Kelly's, as no one really considered her to be one of Kelly's first victims. In 2019, Kelly would also face charges with scheming with others to pay for a fake ID for an unnamed female a day before he married Aaliyah. And the revised indictment accused Kelly of paying a bribe in exchange for a fraudulent identification for someone identified only as Jane Doe on August 30th, 1994. A day later, Kelly married Aaliyah in a secret ceremony that he arranged in a hotel in Chicago. At the time, the US Attorney's Office declined to comment about whom the ID was meant for, and the indictment didn't mention the wedding, but a person familiar with the investigation would confirm the Jane Doe was Aaliyah. However, that still didn't stop Kelly and his attorneys from maintaining the idea that he was unaware of Aaliyah's age when they were married, and the license he gave her for the wedding said that she was 18.
In at number 5, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Mila and Ashton even being in a relationship was a massive shock, so imagine fans' surprise when the still married couple first tied the knot. The spouses met and got well acquainted over the years from the time they've collectively starred in the hit series That 70s Show. However, they remained friendly up until 2012. It didn't take much longer for their engagement to follow in 2014 before they welcomed their first child, a baby girl, later that year. Then finally in 2015, the couple exchanged vows in a ranch on the outskirts of LA. And the craziest part? The guests weren't even aware of the location until a day prior. That's how tight-lipped the entire event was. The secret garden party was equally as private, with the festivities being held over the 4th of July weekend. According to a source who relayed information to People, the parents of 2 were already legally married, and the party merely served as a low-key gathering to ring in the joyous occasion with close friends and family. As they were surrounded by the most special people in their lives, the former 70s Show's co-stars discreetly did it big in Oak Glen, California, California, setting themselves up in a secluded area that sprawled across acres of botanical gardens, ponds, and apple orchards. The gated space served as a locked-off safety net for the couple, as according to its website, it only then recently opened up its available space for exclusive private events and weddings. Mila and Ashton stocked the Camp Cuckoo dubbed greenery with outdoor-themed activities, as a row of tents made home for a luxury campground for guests. And at number 4, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet. Jason and Lisa were dating for over a decade before they made things official. Despite speculation that the now ex-couple was already married as of 2007, it took them until 2017 to become legally married. The intimate celebration occurred in their Topanga, Californian home and held a lavish list of celebrity guests, including former co-stars like Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander, as well as Zoe Kravitz. Their hushed wedding happened after 12 whole years together, and while finally saying "I do," the two managed to hide the entire occasion. Surrounded by their most important family and friends, the couple's wedding was later reported by an insider. That source informed Us Weekly apparently they weren't officially married until then. Then, an additional insider reported to the same outlet that Lisa and Jason proceeded to purchase a marriage license that October, going on record for the LA County and County Clerk's office a single week before they tied the knot. After all that secret love, the pair called off their marriage in 2022, and no word has confirmed whether or not they have since remained divorced or remarried. And at number 3, Cardi B and Offset. Fans seemed elated when the rapper ended up proposing to his female rapping partner back in October 2017. However, the rather open-up artist revealed that she and Offset were already married a month before. Even more, the wedding remained so off the radar that Cardi didn't even bother wearing a dress or makeup, something she formally revealed in a lengthy tweet. Apparently, Cardi stepped forward to break the news after reports released suggestions that the couple, who was assumed to be merely engaged at the time, were actually spouses. Cardi set the record straight as she normally does and left fans in a bout of surprise over it. That October, concert goers were the first to see Offset drop on one knee and propose to the female rapper during a Philadelphia Power 99 Powerhouse show. However, as per reports and later confirmed by the stars, Cardi and Offset had already held a secret ceremony weeks before they put on a show for the audience. On September 20th. Once it was revealed, fans started piecing together how inseparable they seemed and how their joint interview and Rolling Stone cover made a lot more sense. More so, supporters wondered why the pair ever kept their marriage a secret in the first place. And at number 2, Jim Parsons and Todd Spiewak. 14 lengthy years finally bore witness to Big Bang Theory actor Jim tying the knot with his since husband Todd in 2017. The same-sex couple got married at New York City's Rainbow Room, and according to one of the guests, who was also a co-star of Jim's, Mayim Bialik, ceremony attendees were not allowed to use their cellular devices at the event. Posted on Instagram, Mayim captioned a cute snap of the newlyweds, "What a wedding, not a cell phone in sight. Everyone was so present," which sounds pretentious. "It was truly powerful for us all to just be there fully. Todd and at the real Jim Parsons, you are so loved. Also, hands down prettiest chupa ever. Seriously." And at number 1, Jodie Foster and Alexandra Hedison. Jodie has maintained her incredible need for privacy throughout the entirety of her acclaimed career. Factually, her sexuality remained a massive secret up until she presumably came out in her 2013 Golden Globes acceptance speech. She and her then girlfriend, Alexandra, got married a mere year after seriously dating in 2014. Their private ceremony was held over a weekend, confirmed by Jodie's representative. Back in October 2013, the pair were only seeing one another with labels, but they managed to keep their lips sealed shut about the relationship in general until way later on. Still married to this day, Jodie and Alexandra made their first public appearance together that same October during a Beverly Hills Performing Arts Gala at the Wallace Annenberg Center.
Number 10, Tom Hiddleston and Taylor Swift. If you've ever dated Taylor Swift, then there's a very good chance she's written a song about you. Swift has been basing her lyrical masterpieces around past relationships for a majority of her career. Splitting up with someone is never easy, but whenever this happens to Taylor, it gives her a chance to pump out another top charting track that is sure to keep us dancing the night away. This was unfortunate for Tom Hiddleston though, best known for his role as Loki in the Marvel Universe, briefly dating the singer in 2016, even briefly being dubbed Hiddle Swift by fans. That's so cute. The couple was together for a grand total of 3 months, but during that time were very public about their activities, almost trying to sell us on the idea that they were just so happy together. The timing of this was just a little too suspicious as Hiddleston had just begun production on Thor Ragnarok, and Swift was working on her then unreleased album Reputation. The two seemed to be using the relationship's strong media attention to their advantage, with past album sales growing up to the point of Reputation's release for Swift, and buzz surrounding Ragnarok was in full swing till its premiere the following year, eventually becoming one of the highest grossing Marvel movies of all time. Yeah, sus guys. Number 9. Jennifer Lopez and Drake. It all started back in 2013 when Jennifer Lopez made a jaw-dropping entrance at the Grammy Awards. She walked out in a stunning off-the-shoulder black gown dress, and Drake's jaw dropped. The moment became a viral GIF, which certainly caught the attention of J-Lo, because over the next couple of years, Drake was spotted, popping up at a number of Lopez's All I Have concerts in Las Vegas, Nevada. In one instance, Drake posted a photo of himself holding J-Lo's diamond-encrusted hat while she slayed it on stage. Soon after, rumors began flying that the two had secretly been together for quite some time, with some photos suggesting that they were spending a lot of their quality time together. With no warning, Drake posted a photo of himself and Jen cozying up together, seemingly confirming the relationship. But many people were suspicious of the true nature of their relationship, including pop singer Rihanna, who unfollowed Lopez on social media following their announcement. The relationship eventually fizzled out at an unspecified amount of time later, and the two never spoke about it again. But these two getting together created such a buzz on social media that their followers grew by thousands, which was probably the real reason these two went public in the first place. Number 8. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. His skin was pale and his cold, and that's how Kristen seems to like him. The late 2000s were dominated by the Twilight series. Films centered around Bella, a new girl who just moved from sunny Arizona to rainy Washington State, and Edward, a handsome but mysterious teen who, spoiler alert, he's a freaking vampire. Stewart and Pattinson played the characters over the course of 5 films, and the chemistry was very apparent. So much so that they decided to move that chemistry off the screen. Over the course of the 5 films, the pair would get together and split over and over, claiming the time and time again that they simply just needed a break from each other. Now, we didn't buy this for a second, as their reunions always seemed to take place on set, filming the next movie, or just coinciding with the time of the red carpet events. It was just very clear that it was a Hollywood PR person forcing these two to continue pursuing something that may have once existed, but had most certainly been drained of its blood. Number 7. Steve-O and Nicole Richie. Steve-O, the stuntman, is known for doing some wild things. He's been blown up, shot out of speeding shopping carts, and he's even kicked a shark one time because it was about to bite his foot off. But the wildest thing he's ever done of all? He settled down. In 2006, himself and reality TV star Nicole Richie had been spotted spending a lot of their free time together at restaurants and parties and concerts. At the time, Richie's show The Simple Life, which was a reality show starring herself and Paris Hilton, was in its last season, and Steve-O was riding the wave of success following the recent release of a sequel to a movie whose title could get us demonetized. So it makes sense that Nicole would plot a publicity stunt to draw attention to herself and to attempt to keep a hold of her show. This did not work, as the show remained canceled, and the pair called it quits only a few months after they had gotten together. Steve-O has since moved on, as is now engaged to his girlfriend, Lux Wright. Yeah, dude! Number 6. Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. The Breakup is a 2005 romantic dramedy starring Aniston and Vaughn as a couple who are stuck living together following a nasty split that leaves them fighting for custody of their apartment. This sounds like a cute movie. You know what's even cuter? The pair became a couple in real life. They were regularly seen off set having dinner and snuggling up together, sparking news of another screen couple turned true lovers. Well, in 2006, that news shifted to accuracy of film title astonishes all, as the couple mutually called it quits, agreeing that the relationship had run its course. Convenient timing, considering for months before their film premiere, the couple was creating buzz online, getting people excited to see the real-life couple acting together on the big screen. But despite the attempt, the film received poor reviews and the PR play had seemingly proved useless. Now, while this may have been a stunt, the two recount sharing a wonderful time together, with Aniston even saying that Vaughn was the defibrillator she needed after a rough divorce from Brad Pitt. I don't know why that's a good thing. That sounds very painful.
Halfway, number 5, Shailene Woodley and Aaron Rodgers. This couple silently got together in 2020, and fans were shocked to learn about the unlikely couple. The pair was rumored together during the pandemic, but they kept it out of the public eye until February 2021, when Rodgers thanked his fiancée during a speech. While on stage with the NFL Honors Awards show, he said, quote, 2020 was definitely a crazy year filled with lots of change, growth, some amazing memorable moments. 180 straight days of having my nose hair scraped, playing for very little fans or no stands the entire season. I got engaged and I played some of the best football in my career. Weeks later, when Woodley went on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, she confirmed their engagement and showed off her engagement ring. Sources have revealed that the pair are not traditional and will be keeping it very under wraps. One source added, quote, "They have a very different non-traditional relationship. Shailene and Aaron are still together, it's not odd, and they don't post about each other on their birthdays in that sense, and are very private about things." In at number 4, Nicole Kidman and Lenny Kravitz. Nicole Kidman and Lenny Kravitz are most likely a couple the public would never think of, but these two did date, and even more shocking, they were so serious about the relationship they were even engaged at one point. They got together in the early 2000s and were photographed out and about, but never confirmed any details about their relationship. Until 2017, when Kidman revealed during an interview that they were engaged. When Kidman was speaking about her castmates on Big Little Lies, she said, quote, "Well, I knew Zoe because I was engaged to her father." She said of working with Zoe Kravitz. Quote, "It's all in the family. I love Lenny, he's a great guy." In at number 3, Aubrey Plaza and Michael Cera. Aubrey Plaza and Michael Cera dating is not a shock at all to me. They starred in a lot of comedies together and their personalities seem really similar. But what is shocking is that they kept their relationship totally secret while they were together. After filming Scott Pilgrim vs. the World together, Aubrey Plaza and Michael Cera started seeing each other officially. But they didn't tell the world until after they had broken up. In a 2016 episode of RuPaul's podcast, What's the Tea?, Plaza revealed that they dated for more than a year, saying, quote, "We love each other and we're just really good friends. He's just a weird little freak and we speak the same language." In at number 2, Cory Booker and Rosario Dawson. New Jersey Democratic Senator Cory Booker and actress Rosario Dawson started dating while Booker was campaigning for the presidency in 2019. The rumors that they were dating first started when they were seen out at a performance of Broadway's Dear Evan Hansen together. Then a few months later in March, Dawson confirmed the relationship to TMZ. She said, quote, "I'm just grateful to be with someone that I respect and love and admire so much." The pair are still very low-key and do not share details about their relationship, but Dawson has been spotted at a rally supporting Booker and has made a few appearances on her social media profiles, along with attending some of her movie premieres. And finally, at number 1, Zach Braff and Florence Pugh. This couple has kept their relationship pretty secret due to their controversial age gap. The couple, who share a 21-year age gap, met on the set of a 2019 short film that he directed called In the Time It Takes to Get There. They have never walked on a red carpet and are rarely seen on each other's Instagram. This is because the first time Braff appeared on Pugh's Instagram, the post was flooded with hate comments regarding their age gap. The comments were later deactivated on the April 2020 post, and Pugh later shared a video statement concerning the backlash. In the nearly 4-minute video, she shared that she was forced to turn off the comments on her post, showing Braff because 70% of the comments were hurling hate. She shared that she is a 24-year-old grown woman and she can make her own decisions about who she chooses to be with. She added that it is nobody's place to talk badly about a relationship that does not affect them. And if people cannot hold their tongues, they should just unfollow her. The pair are still together and are very serious. They also share an adopted dog.
Starting off our list today at number 10, we have Eden Polani. Leonardo DiCaprio has once again been romantically linked to a woman far, far younger than him, spawning everything from eye rolls to groans of disgust across the internet, as it's now been reported that he is reaching younger, as he ever has before, as now he's been linked to 19-year-old Israel model Eden. The dating rumors began to swirl as the actor attended the singer Ebony Riley's EP release party and was spotted sitting next to Eden. What's even more shocking is that the model bears a striking resemblance to other recent flame, Victoria Lamas, who he was spotted out with in December. It's still unclear if he's still romantically linked to Victoria, but a source did tell the New York Post he wasn't dating Victoria. Either way, he is old enough to be both of these girls' dads, and fans have been quick to call him out on Twitter for that fact, with one even saying Leonardo DiCaprio's new girlfriend was 12 when he won his first Oscar for The Revenant. And some have even suggested that Leonardo is dating so young in order to give himself more time with younger women before they pass their use by the date of 25 card. Number 9, Gigi Hadid. Back in September of 2022, US Weekly would confirm that Leonardo was dating the oldest woman he's ever dated in the last decade, Gigi Hadid. After an inside source told the media outlet that Leonardo has always had a soft spot for the model, the source would also go on to note that the actor was so smitten with the model because he he thought she was really beautiful, but also a wise and cool character who has a very cultured and educated take on life. The insider would then also explain that both Gigi and Leo had a ton of mutual friends, and everyone was happy to see them get together, even though it did catch a lot of them off guard. Another source would then tell people that the two were getting to know each other and that they were not dating. They were also seen hanging out with groups of people, and then it was only a few weeks and then they split, since he's been hanging out with his friends and family. The potential relationship would have marked a break in the actor's tradition of getting together with women under the age of 25, as Gigi was 27. However, the possible relationship didn't last long, and a source would tell Page 6 that neither wanted anything too serious, and Gigi just didn't have energy to run after Leo, as his routine was just too much for her. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming number 8, we have Blake Lively. After Leonardo ended his 2-year relationship with Anne in 2011, at the age of 27, he didn't seem to be looking for anything too long term, and he jumped into a 5-month relationship with Blake Lively, who was just 24 years old at the time. The two first met when they both were on Steven Spielberg's yacht in Monte Carlo while they were in Europe for the 2011 Cannes Film Festival. Although their relationship only lasted 5 months, during the short period of time, they were both captured on romantic dates in Venice, Los Angeles, and New York City. Interestingly enough, Blake was actually still a student at the time when she began dating Leo, as she was studying abroad in France. Apparently also Leo was really impressed by Blake's skills in the kitchen, as she spent the whole time baking, and Leo's never dated a girl who can cook, probably because they're all babies. He was so smitten by the actress for this reason. Number 7, Cara Delevingne. Okay, so Cara Delevingne and Leonardo DiCaprio never dated. However, he did one time harass the model to go to his hotel room in 2013 at the ongoing 66 Cannes International Film Festival. Unfortunately, Cara made sure she wouldn't be another notch on his bedpost, despite Leo being bedded by some of the hottest supermodels. Back in 2013, an inside source would then reveal that Cara snubbed the Great Gatsby actor invite to a private party in his hotel room because she thought he was too old. Now this probably hurt the actor's ego, as normally all he has to do is look at a girl and they fall at his feet. But apparently, Cara was having none of it, as he spent the whole night chasing after her, and essentially, she just blew him off. Another source would say Leo kept hitting on her at the Great Gatsby Bash at Cannes Festival, and he even lunged at her at one point, and she dodged him. He asked her to return to his hotel room, but she declined. Eventually, Cara did give him her phone number, but he still couldn't get her attention. Number 6, we have Camila Morrone. Seems like Leonardo finally swapped his casual dating life for something more serious when the paparazzi first started to speculate that he was dating model Camila Morrone back in 2017. With Camila being true to his type, as she was a model and an actress, she was also 23 years younger than the actor. When the two got together, they were pictured traveling the world with each other and visiting US cities like Aspen, Colorado, and Miami, as well as international countries such as Italy and France. An inside source would then later exclusively tell US Weekly in 2018 that Leo has never loved a girl like this. After the pair adopted 3 dogs together in 2020, we actually all thought the actor was ready to settle down, but then in August of 2022, US Weekly would confirm that the couple called it quits after 4 years of being together, just 2 months after Camila turned 25. This would then ignite the internet into this frenzy of memes that claimed Leo never dates anyone over 25, as he doesn't want to settle down.
Halfway number 5, Sandra Bullock and Ryan Gosling. Before Ryan Gosling was with Eva Mendes, he and Sandra Bullock dated for over a year, if you can believe it. And the relationship was pretty secretive for 2 A-list stars. In 2002, the pair dated for a little over a year after filming by Numbers together. They never confirmed their relationship while it was happening, but in 2011, Gosling told The Times that Bullock was one of his quote greatest girlfriends ever. Bullock also sung his praises and said he helped her become a more laid-back person, she said in one interview. And at number 4, Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes. After Katie Holmes' strained relationship with Tom Cruise ended, she got into a relationship with Jamie Foxx that wasn't made public until several years later. It's been reported that the couple first got together since at least 2013, but didn't go public until 2017 after being together for 4 years. Many fans felt the secrecy was not just planned by the couple, it was actually forced by Tom Cruise. After Tom and Katie's divorce, sources revealed that one stipulation of their divorce settlement was that Katie was not allowed to publicly date anyone for at least 5 years after. That rumor has never been proven, but since the announcement, Jamie and Katie had been happily showing off their PDA. Maybe that's because they were silenced for so long. The pair split in 2019, a source said, quote, "Jamie was disappointed, though we understood she needed more of a commitment." And at number 3, Jennifer Grey and Matthew Broderick. These two starred as brother and sister in the hit movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They portrayed their hatred for each other so well, I was shocked to hear that the pair actually dated back in the day. The pair started dating after making the hit movie, but kept their relationship low-key because they thought people might think it was strange. However, their relationship came to public attention after the couple was involved in a fatal car crash while vacationing together in Ireland in 1987. Sadly, both passengers in the other car passed away as a result of the crash. Broderick was found to be at fault for the accident, and Grey suffered minor physical injuries. She later said she also struggled for years to recover emotionally from the incident. The trauma from that accident led to their split. In at number 2, Scarlett Johansson and Sean Penn. After Scarlett had a very public divorce from Ryan Reynolds, she decided to leave her relationships out of the spotlight for good. That's why her romance with Sean Penn was kept under wraps. Given how famous she is, it's hard to believe that she managed to keep an entire relationship with another A-list actor a secret. But she did just that when she dated Sean Penn in 2011. According to Johansson, they quote, "spent time together for about 6 months. I guess that's her way of saying it was a pretty casual affair." She added in a 2012 interview with Vogue, quote, "I never put a title on it really, but we were seeing each other." And even though it didn't last, the pair still remained friends. And finally, number 1, Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart. These two played love interests in the hit show Riverdale, and like we see often with celebrity relationships, this pair's acting led into real life, and we assume that they started dating. Although they never made it official, it was obvious to anyone who was paying attention. It's rumored that they started dating sometime in 2017. The pair got in tons of drama too, and apparently were very on and off. One time, Cole was even accused of cheating on Lily with model Kaya Gerber. Then in 2020, Cole officially announced their split on Instagram, writing in a long caption, quote, "Lily and I initially separated in January of this year, deciding to more permanently split in March. And what an incredible experience I had. I'll always feel lucky and cherished that I had the chance to fall in love. I wish her nothing but the utmost love and happiness moving forward. All I'll say about it is anything else you hear doesn't matter."
And at number 10, Justin and Hailey Bieber. According to Justin, he and Hailey's marriage was entirely arranged, and even though it wasn't all that hush-hush, it was rather surprising for the husband of the pair to reveal that kind of tea. It came in the form of a joke many fans assumed was a cry for help during a March 2020 Ellen Friday interview. The singer took part in the sit-down with guest host Demi Lovato and addressed his personal realization of literally being set up with his now wife following her father, Stephen Baldwin, dragging Hailey to the Today Show in 2009. Upon explaining, Justin referenced their infamous first encounter at the morning show, detailing her dad dragged her out of bed in the morning and basically was like, you know, I think because she was raised Christian and I think they found out. I think it was an arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure. Looking back now, I'm like, it was definitely. Like, they set this whole thing up. He also mentioned that Hailey's Christianity played a big part in him meeting her family and getting the ball rolling. Quote, "Since she was raised Christian and she's like, oh, I want to introduce you to Justin and his mom, you know, have similar values and believe the same thing. We think you guys would be good friends." Demi, who seemed intrigued by the breakdown Justin was serving, later joked, "Well, mom, dad, if you're listening, it's time because I'm 27. Arrange it up." Before we break down the rest of today's list, be sure to smash that subscribe button if you're keeping up with BTS's top 10 countdowns. In at number 9, Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. Miley and Liam had a top secret island marriage back in 2018. Regarding the occasion, Miley uploaded a snap on Instagram of her and Liam embracing at their wedding, captioning the image of the now ex-spouses 10 years later. Because fans were in the dark about Miley and Liam's former nuptials ahead of the ceremony, there wasn't a lot of time in between to speculate what Miley would wear while walking down the aisle to give her hand to her then fiance. However, when the pictures dropped from the wedding event, it showed off Miley's appreciation for simple elegance, but also allowed her sexier, freer side she'd become known for to shine through. The Flowers singer-songwriter, her family, and her then husband all celebrated the occasion by posting snaps last of the secret ceremony. Miley's gorgeous floor-length off-the-shoulder ivory Vivienne Westwood designed gown truly stole the show too. And at number 8, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. An OK exclusive report from 2012 unfolded the events of Blake and Ryan's bank heist-like wedding. The pair shocked the whole industry when their surprise South Californian wedding in September was hidden from the public eye. The couple ensured no one knew about their big special day, as Ryan stressed to their wedding planner how important it was for them to keep things quiet. At New York's Martha Stewart Wedding's bridal fashion week party, planner Tara Garrett informed OK about how exactly she made it work. Quote, "They made me sign paperwork. I think it's funny because Ryan always said, just pretend we're going to be heisting a bank and that's how serious it is. I said, yes sir." Tara also slipped in a quick joke which quipped, "Now I think I'm a professional. I can rob a bank, don't you think?" Even editorial director for Martha Stewart Weddings, Darcy Miller, further detailed, "I told no one. I didn't even tell my husband, anyone. I called them by a fake name. I still today call them by a fake name. I was with them yesterday and they were laughing. I got so paranoid about saying their name." For them, they really just wanted to have an intimate wedding, and I think that for us, we wanted to try really hard to maintain that. And at number 7, Elliot Page and Emma Portner. When Elliot and Emma tied the knot, their wedding ceremony was so discreet that fans were unaware of the big occasion until it was discussed via Instagram. Umbrella Academy actor Elliot recalled the events on the photo sharing platform that Wednesday, tagging his wife in the new post with the caption, "Can't believe I get to call this extraordinary woman my wife." After the news broke wind, a representative of Elliot confirmed the joyous news to People. Back in December 2020, Elliot, who was formerly Ellen, came out as trans while announcing their use of he/they pronouns. For their images on Instagram, one featured a photo of their joint hands and wedding bands against a white background. Before their marriage, Elliot initially started posting photos with the Canadian star on social media over that summer. And at number 6, Ashley Tisdale and Christopher French. Fans of High School Musical were shocked when Ashley and her current husband Christopher held a secret wedding back in 2014. They shared their vows to devote their lives to one another in a private Santa Barbara estate, and as per Radar Online, all the guests went to a secret location and shuttled to the estate at the time. The hush ceremony also served as a High School Musical cast reunion iconically. The majority of Ashley's co-stars, who she bonded with in her younger years through the franchise, were present. Actress, singer, and female lead of their franchise, Vanessa Hudgens, even took on the role of Ashley's maid of honor. Staying in tune with the trend of private celebrity weddings in more modern days, this couple was able to maintain the privacy of their nuptials, which is entirely how they had hoped for things to play out. According to a source, the event was very top secret. Ashley has been hyper-focused on keeping it a secret. She wanted it to be her day and didn't want it to be a circus. So when it came down to the arguably most important day of Ashley and Christopher's lives, the stars left no room for anything but maintaining their top priority, privacy. As per the same source, security was very tight. They took everyone's cell phones and electronics.
Number 5, Marilyn Monroe. It's clear that Marilyn Monroe lived a really tough life. As many fans of Marilyn know, she did not grow up with her parents, as her mother, Gladys Pearl Baker, was not prepared to raise a child. With her mother later being diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, as a result, she had to give Marilyn to a foster family. Marilyn would then go on to be raised in numerous foster homes and orphanages, and eventually she lived in the home of her mother's friend's house, Grace Goddard, and her husband, Erwin Doc Goddard. During high school, however, in 1942, right as Marilyn was turning 16, Doc's job relocated him out of the state, and due to California's protection laws, he wouldn't be able to bring Monroe along with him. This would then force her to go back to the orphanage. As a result, Marilyn would then settle by marrying her neighbor, James Doherty, who was 21 years old, so she could avoid being sent back to the orphanage. Monroe then dropped out of school to become a housewife. James later enlisted in the Marines, and the couple would finally divorce by 1946. And coming in number 4, we have Milla Jovovich. In the early 90s, Milla Jovovich was in a hurry to grow up. The model and actress got her big break in movies in 1993 when she landed a role in a cult comedy classic called Dazed and Confused. Years later, she told the Daily Mail that the flick also marked a big break in her love life because she decided to elope with her co-star and boyfriend Shawn Andrews, who was only 21 years old. With the two getting hitched in Las Vegas when Milla was only 16 years old, the Residence Evil star would later reveal she wasn't even into actors and she just did it to prove a point to her mom and to score a bank card. Later, Milla would even open up about her relationship when she said, "I was a big girl as far as I was concerned, and I wanted to establish myself as an adult, and I was working like one and being treated like one by everyone else. adults. It wasn't about being in love. The pair then went on to get married in secret in 1992, and just 2 months later, according to the director of Dazed and Confused, he would state he believed that the marriage ended after Mila's mother had it annulled. Number 3. Courtney Stodden. Back in 2022, Courtney Stodden would speak out about being married to actor Doug Hutchinson when they were 16 and Doug was 51 by saying they were exploited. Courtney, who uses the pronouns they them, would go on to say they exchanged vows with Doug in Las Vegas back in 2011 with parental consent, as Nevada's law at the time stated those under 18 could get married but only with parental consent. And with there being no minimum limit in the state at the time, parental consent in a judge sign-off was required for anyone under the age of 16. Recounting the experience when they appeared on an episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast, Courtney, who's divorced from the Lost actor that was finalized in 2022, told the host that their relationship actually started over email and things quickly progressed. Doug then went on to convince Courtney's parents that the pair should get married in 1 week after they all met in person. When Courtney went on to speak about her mother, they would highlight that their mother was receiving a lot of hate and they could understand why, because it was wrong for their mom to sign them away to a man who was 34 years older than them, with nothing preparing them for the life they had entered into. They just wanted people to know that the relationship wasn't okay, and someone should have realized that she wasn't mature enough to make her own decisions. Number 2. Demi Moore. Demi Moore's first marriage was to musician Freddie Moore when the actress was just 17 years old, with Demi giving fans an inside look of her 3 marriages in her memoir Inside Out. In the book, she would recall her and Freddie's marriage, which only lasted until 1984, with Demi admitting that she was very unfaithful to the musician who was 29, especially on the night before they were set to say I do. She would go on to say, "The night before we got married, instead of working on my videos, I was calling a guy I'd met on a movie set. I snuck out of my own bachelorette party and went to his apartment." Demi then went on to note that the reason she did this was because she was having doubts and she couldn't face the fact that she was actually getting married because she was trying to distract herself from grieving the passing of her father. Because she felt like there was no room to question what was really in motion, she felt like the only way she could get out of her marriage was to sabotage it. Eventually, the two went on to get a divorce, and Demi would keep her married name as her stage name. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Bindi Irwin. Bindi Irwin and Chandler Powell have a movie-worth romance. With the pair meeting as teenagers in late 2013, they stayed in touch for a couple of years before they became an official couple in 2015. Chandler would then move to Australia to be with Bindi, and later he would ask her to marry him in 2019. The couple then finally got married the following year when she was 21 and he was 23, and then by 2021 they would welcome their daughter Grace. Bindi, alongside her brother and mom, have continued working for her late father Steve Irwin, who is known most for his stage name The Crocodile Hunter. For years, Steve traveled across the globe to protect animals and help preserve the environment before his passing. Now Bindi does the work with her own family, and even Chandler has become equally passionate about the wildlife, and they have been showing their daughter how to have passion for it as well. With the couple meeting in the Australia Zoo to go on to welcome their daughter and allowing her to grow up in her grandfather's legacy, I think when it comes to this marriage, Steve Irwin would be extremely proud.